Well, good morning. First of all, thanks to everybody for coming out. This is going to be a great day. First and foremost, I just want to welcome you to Nicholls State University. My name is Jonathan Terrell, given by my mom. But at Nicholls State University, I am JT and the Director of Athletics. The class of 22 Hall of Fame and Hall of Distinction, we welcome you. We're so excited about this class and what it represents. I would like to recognize some of our Hall of Fame and Hall of Distinction alum. James Randy Fontenot, please stand. Gary Fontenot. Lester Beamer, men's soccer. I always say men's soccer because we don't have it. Everybody knows we have football. Rusty Rebo. Tom Broom. Richard Bayard. Gerald Butler. And if you saw where all of those people came from, a big group of them, you can't do it without Coach Bill Clements. Any other alum of Nicholls State University Hall of Fame. So thank you all for being here. So I would also like to recognize that our Hall of Fame and our Hall of Distinction Committee, it consists of myself, and if you are here, please stand when I call your name. Mr. Lester Beamer. Dr. Kimberly Reynolds, Henry Johnson, Katie Callahan, you'll see all over the football field. She is in charge of all the operations, so she's not here. Mr. Jarvis Shanklin and Coach Don Landry. Thank you all. I want to thank each and every one for coming out this morning and making this day so special for our honorees. I would now like to introduce to you someone who understands the impact of athletics on campus and it being the front porch of our university. Our sixth president and our leader, Dr. Jay Clooney.
Thank you, JT. It is an honor to have you back on campus. For some of you, I imagine this theater looks a little different than when you left, and we are very proud of what's been happening on this campus. We have a great leader in our athletics department, Mr. JT Terrell. When AD Matt Rohn left, I worried about how I was going to replace him, and we hit a home run with JT Terrell. And I'm so what a momentous occasion. We're honoring some very special people today who gave their all on the pitch, the court, the diamond, and our Hall of Fame, Hall of Distinction inductees who have honored us and moved us with their dedication to our institution and our athletic programs. With this marking the 50th anniversary of the landmark ruling of Title IX, it is only fitting that we are honoring our best female athletes with recognition that is overdue. Today, inductees join the ranks of the best Nicholls has to offer. These student athletes excelled in competition and in the classroom. All of these individuals are exceptional. Congratulations and welcome to the Athletics Hall of Fame.
So now I would like to get ready to introduce our MC of the day. He is well known. He's a Bayou boy. He is nationally known. No, I can't tell by the way you talk. He's nationally known, he's state known. He is a pro and college football analyst, our friend and a dear friend to Nicholls State University, Mr. Mike Detillier.
Thank you, JT. I appreciate it. And good morning, everyone. And I think it's Mr. Rogers that said it. Huh? It's a great day in the neighborhood, right? Welcome to the 2022 Nicholls State Athletics Hall of Distinction and also Hall of Fame ceremony. Today, we will honor 6 individuals and one couple that have contributed to the rich history of Nicholls State University. And as you'll see, Nicholls has a lot to be proud of. We would like to thank all of this year's inductees, their friends, family, and family members of the Nicholls State community for helping us honor this year's induction classes. Nicholls State University Hall of Distinction recognizes those individuals and groups who have made significant contributions to Nicholls athletics. The 2022 Hall of Distinction class recognizes a former football student athlete who, after his playing career ended, continually shared his expertise with the Nicholls football program, and two of the most dedicated fans in Nicholls athletics history. Bobby April Jr. was a member of the famed Clements Colonels. As a football student athlete at Nicholls in the 1970s, Bobby and his teammates quickly escalated the Nicholls football program. Now just think of this. They started it in 1972. They won a Gulf South Conference championship 3 years later in 1975. But Bobby's career was only starting. And he got a lot of W-2s, so I'm gonna try to make it as short as I can. But look, when you good, you got W-2s. I can attest to that. Bobby went on to coach at Southern Miss, Tulane, Arizona, USC, Ohio State, before becoming one of the greatest special teams coaches in the history of the National Football League. Over the next 26 years, Bobby coached for 9 different NFL franchises, and he highlighted that by becoming the NFL Special Teams Coach of the Year in 2004 and 2008. And he finished it up where he started, in the state of Louisiana, where he was the consultant special teams coach for LSU. Throughout Bobby's 35 years in coaching, he consistently came back to his alma mater and helped in various areas of the football program. His expertise and support of Nicholls football has been and always will be felt. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming Bobby April Jr. to the Nicholls State Hall of Distinction.
Thank you, Mike.
Gotta take the picture first, bro.
Appreciate it. Okay. Well, I appreciate it, and very nice day today for me and my family. But I want to thank the Lord for the grace and mercy He's shown to me over the years and the excellent people that He has put in my path throughout this journey. First and foremost, my wife, who's a student here. We were dating when we were here. We were dating in Chalmette. It's been a long time. My soulmate, beautiful woman, greatest mother and grandmother, Charlene Geneline April. My children, only one of them are here today due to other circumstances. Bobby, Julie, Jamie, Angie, and Jackie, and her husband Ben are here. And appreciate you guys being here as well. You might want to hold the applause. There's going to be a lot of names here. The game is at 3, so we got a little bit of time. But also, my beautiful mother and loving mother, my hardworking, caring father, who both of them taught the integrity and decency of hard work, and I'm grateful to them. My brother and sister were taught well by my mom and dad, Melanie and Michael. And to the committee, I appreciate it. It's a real honor to be standing here today representing everybody I'm going to mention, and many more that I won't have time to. I appreciate you, particularly Coach Landry, who was my sponsor, I guess, who was my advocate to get in, along with Coach Clements, who I'll speak of more. But those guys led the charge for me standing here this day. I want to congratulate the Hall of Fame inductees, Anita, Jess, I'm sure y'all spread out, but Anita, Jess, KK, Phyllis, and Spencer. Congratulations to you guys, Mr. Don Landry and Miss Lorraine Landry. Congratulations to you, and it's a great honor to be here and represent the people I'm going to speak about. First and foremost, I want to thank the people of Chalmette, where I grew up, the people from the schools. Just always been surrounded with excellent people, and it certainly started there on the playgrounds and in the schools of Chalmette. Coach Bobby Nuss was a legendary coach down there, and I was fortunate to play for him. And there was a young guy on his staff who later went into administration, Dr. Tommy Warner, who's here today. Dr. Warner was the guy who literally launched my coaching career. My first job at Chalmette, my first job at Southern Mississippi. And as the Bible says, a true friend is one who will rejoice when you rejoice and who will weep when you will weep. And Coach Warner, you have been that every day since I used to ride my bike over to the field and watch practice, and I thank you, sir. Appreciate it. My teammates at Chalmette, who were fantastic, beautiful people, great teammates, great friends, and we are so to this day. My journey started here at Nicholls State. Coach Kinchin had given me, I walked on in the spring of 1972. I graduated in 71, but I walked on in the spring of 72. And Coach Gary Kinchin, who was the first coach here, gave me a scholarship at the end of spring, and I'm forever grateful for that. My position coach, my first position coach was Coach Clements, Coach Bill Clements, who's obviously here today, Paul Alexander, and Randy Raymond, who's also in the Hall of Fame as a tennis coach. I'm not sure many people know that, but it's a fact. Another guy that I'd like to recognize, because he was always looking out for me, or it seemed, Coach Joey McGooey was on the staff at that time with Coach Clements, and Coach McGooey didn't coach me, but he was always looking out for me. I always felt that he had that support for me, and I appreciate him as well in my playing days. I had excellent teammates, in addition to Coach Clements being in the Hall of Fame, Randy Raymond being in the Hall of Fame. 10 members of the football team I was on are in the Hall of Fame. 16 members who started the program in 71 and then continued their playing career, who really set the foundation of the program. 16 of those guys are in the Hall of Distinction. Four of my teammates are in the NCAA Hall of Fame. And that's a lot of excellence. That's a lot of people to be around, and that's part of the reason we were able to win in 1975 in such a short duration. So again, I've been very blessed to be around excellent people. We had an excellent group of captains at Nicholls State. Jerry Sanchez and Walt Gaudet were our first captains in 1973 and 72. We went by, weekly captains. But in 73, Jerry and Walt were our captains. In 74, Kenny Duke and Mike Torres were our captains. And in 75, Laj Hensley, and Kerry Johnson were our captains. And you could not have 6 better guys to be leaders of the team. And I appreciate those guys as well. Mike had mentioned, I was a student athlete and tried as hard as I could to make good grades. But there was a particular person on campus, and his family's here today. Renee is here, and her brother, Mike, are here today. Dr. Philip Spike Bajeron was we had a tremendous school of education here at Nicholls State, probably still do. But it was outstanding. The PE department, which was run by Dr. Bajeron, was just outstanding. And the school itself was phenomenal. I mean, I can remember every book of every coach that ever wrote a book was in that library. Every periodical, from Street and Smith to coaching magazines to everything, was in that library. I haven't been in it in a long time, but it was just a thing that was really kind of mind-boggling. There was so much material to be learned for what I was going to go into professionally, and Nicholls State provided it, and I'm thankful. But Dr. Bajeron was the guy if you were going to graduate with a degree in physical education. He was the man, and he was just impeccable when he walked in that room. I mean, it was like George C. Marshall walking in there. He was proper, man. I'm sure the collar was right, and everything you wanted to emulate him in any way you could as an educator. And his correctness and fairness and toughness too was certainly a big part of my career here. But there's one person in particular, in terms of my career and my football career, that we all know, we all love, and that's Coach Clements, Coach Bill Clements. And I was very fortunate at that time to be able to be a player here and be able to be on the team. And I had Coach Clements first as a position coach. At the same time, he was our defensive coordinator. Later, another man I missed and should not have missed mentioning was Coach T.C. Calmes, who was later our defensive coordinator, who was a phenomenal man, as you guys in this room know who played for him. But Coach Clements was the defensive coordinator and my position coach, and then became the head coach. So my time with Coach Clements and my involvement with him was pretty well stitched there, and learned a tremendous amount, which enabled my career to take off early, for sure. I wanted to say something concrete about Coach Clements, so I'll have to read it. But it comes from a letter that I had written to Coach Clements, and I want you guys to share in hearing that letter. And this is what I wrote to him. Coach Clements, I thank you for the character, class, concern, and positive influence you provided on a day-to-day basis. As well as your coaching experience, this is a phenomenal foundation to my life's career. So many of us have benefited from the good fortune of having you as their coach, and as one of many, I am very grateful. There was more to that letter, but Coach, I express those words again to you. Thank you very much, Coach. I want to offer peace and happiness to everyone for the rest of their days, and thank you very much to everyone in Nicholls State. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate you being here today. If you've been to a Nicholls State football or basketball game, you've heard, seen, and cheered beside Donald and Lorraine Landry. And you've also heard Lorraine yelling at the officials. God bless you, honey. You in a loud chorus with that today. Since you're just getting started. No other Nicholls fan or fans have been as consistent for longer than the Landrys. The Landrys recently celebrated their 49th wedding anniversary. And as amazing as that is, they've been fans of Nicholls State longer. If you get a chance to talk to them, they will tell you how many different places they've gone to cheer on the Colonels. They may even tell you about a club football game that went on in Missouri. And on a side note, Nicholls hasn't fielded a club football team for 51 years. So that's a little bit more to the story on that. Ask anyone what makes Nicholls special, and the Landrys will tell you, it's the people. It's because of people like Donald and Lorraine Landry. That's what makes this campus and this school so special. And if you ask the Landrys about their recognition today, they will tell you they were only doing it to support their local team. Got a lot of people that don't do that, but they do. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming Donald and Lorraine Landry to the Nicholls Hall of Distinction. Yes, you do. Just say a few words.
Okay guys, everybody know I'm happy to see all y'all here, and I'm grateful that I'm still here, because when you turn 86, man, that's old. But the good Lord blessed me with me and my family and knowing all of y'all over here, and I'm very grateful, and it's good to see y'all, and thanks again. Appreciate it. I'm not one of the preachers.
I would also like to thank the nominating committee and inducting us into this very gracious honor. I'd like to also congratulate all of the athletes that we've seen over the years and that's in the Hall of Fame. We've got to know some of y'all personally. Others, y'all might not realize who we were, but we were cheering y'all on all the time. And like he said a while ago, when we started, when club football started, we started following Nicholls. Our intention was, it's a local school, let's support it. And unfortunately, we felt like at the time, the people of Thibodeau was supporting Nicholls like they should have. They do now, but they weren't doing it then. You could find a seat and don't even look for it. Today, you need to look for your seat to sit in the stands. And that's for all of the sports. We've, they set us with the football, with club football when we started. And like he said, that was my future wife and I, we just decided. She was a former employee here at me. So we decided to really support Nicholls as much as we could at that time, and we still do. And we're very thankful for y'all honoring us with this award. And thank y'all very much.
This summer marked the 50th anniversary of Title IX, the landmark law that called for equality in women's athletics. It is no secret that it has taken years and will continue to take more to reach this equality. The Nicholls Athletics Hall of Fame, which relies on nominations for its induction classes, has severely underrepresented women. It is not due to a lack of Nicholls women student athletes whose performances has gained incredible recognition. There have been years where no women have been nominated. So please help us by nominating women for the 2023 class and beyond. But this year, the Nicholls Athletics Hall of Fame Committee decided to help fix that underrepresentation problem. The 2022 Hall of Fame induction class in honor of the 50th anniversary of Title IX and Nicholls' rich history of women's athletics will only feature women. And the face of women's athletics today at Nicholls, she's on Bobby Hebert time. Miss Doobie Plazoff, she just came in. And as we're about to find out, the bar to be selected for the 2022 Nicholls Hall of Fame class was set extremely high. This year's induction class features 5 women who forever left their mark on Nicholls. You can do your best to try and count the number of all conference accolades, but it won't be easy. Better get your cell phone up and get the calculator off of there. KK Babin. A native of Gonzales, joined the Nicholls women's basketball program and immediately helped elevate the program to heights it had never reached. In KK's freshman year, the Southland Conference and the Louisiana Sports Writers Association voted her as the freshman of the year. Everyone in the Southland Conference quickly took note of KK and the Babin clan that followed her wherever she played. Over the next 3 years, KK was an All-Southland Conference honoree each year. KK left her mark all over Nicholls' record books and also the Southland Conference record books. KK is the program's 3rd all-time leading scorer. Just think of that. Still holding that record. You're number 3. 2nd in assists and 6th in steals. And you'll probably remember KK hitting those 3-pointers in Stoford's gym. She is the program's all-time leader in 3 points in this category and 4th in Southland Conference history. KK was a 2-time Southland All-Academic nominee. She currently resides in Prairieville and works in sales for John H. Carter Company. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming KK Babin to the Nicholls State Hall of Fame. It's just not me. You gotta get up there.
Well, it's worth a shot. I'm gonna be real honest, I don't know why I didn't think about it, but I didn't prepare a speech for today. But I already know the people, a lot of my family, I could not do it without y'all. Y'all are my rock. So I wanna thank y'all for supporting me through all the years. I know it was a lot all the time, but y'all don't know how much y'all mean to me. So I'll forever be thankful. And my coaches, old Dubes. Thank you so much, for giving me the opportunity to come play for y'all and make a difference and believing in me and our team and everybody that you brought on to help us become what we did. So I thank you. I thank all the other coaches, all my teammates, and everybody that had a part in what we built around here. I want to thank the committee as well. It's a real honor. It still, hasn't really sunk in yet, but I want to thank all of y'all for honoring us and honoring what we did, and I really do appreciate it. So thank y'all.
The Nicholls women's soccer midfield was never the same after Jess Coates arrived from Sydney, Australia in 2012. And I work with somebody that talk about from Australia, say, man, that's from way over there, you know? So, Jess's ability to defend, link with teammates, and score is unprecedented in Nicholls history. The box-to-box presence Jess possessed led her to being selected as a first-team All-Southland Conference selection in 2014 and in 2016, during the most successful era of Nicholls soccer. Sorry about that, Lester, you know, come on, I got to throw it. Her senior campaign also included first-team All-Region, first-team All-Louisiana, and Southland All-Academic Honors. Jess is ranked 3rd all-time in goals at Nicholls, while being the program's all-time leader in career assists with 19. Now this is the most interesting part of the story coming up. Jess is a 2-time graduate of Nicholls and taught at Lutcher High School in Bangkok and currently in Bulgaria. You talk about a culture shock, running those 3 runs there. Since moving to Bulgaria, Jess has played professionally for FC NSA, Jess and FC NSA's successful multiple championship seasons and qualifying for the EUFA Women's Champions League, the most professional or prestigious professional soccer league in the world. Man, that's some big time stuff there. Ladies and gentlemen, help me in welcoming Jess Coates to the Nicholls State Hall of Fame.
So I am a school teacher, so I have prepared a speech. But before I get into it, I'd like everybody, if you could do me a favor, this group of people here, if you could give them a round of applause, I wouldn't be where I am here or in life without them. So you guys are amazing. Alright, now for my thank yous. I will try and keep it brief, but I have quite a few. I'd like to thank whoever nominated me and the committee for voting me in. Once the news of my nomination did finally sink in, it was an absolute no-brainer to book a ticket, jump on a flight, and be here for today. So I think this act speaks more volume than my words ever could. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you. I'd like to start by thanking a few people who impacted my life first, significantly outside of Nicholls. To my mom, if she's not already, she's probably going to start audibly, ugly crying soon. So please don't look at her, she will get embarrassed. If the world saw me the way my mom does, there isn't a thing that I wouldn't be able to achieve. You've always been my biggest fan, my biggest believer, and pushed me to be a better person. You've given up so much for me, and I know I don't say it enough, but I'm incredibly grateful for you. So thank you for the hours of practice you did with me as a kid, for staying up in the middle of the night to watch my live stats, and for pushing me when everything seemed impossible and I was told I wasn't good enough. So for my successes and my failures, thank you for loving me, Mom. Thanks. Following the sentiment, he's not here, but I'd also like to thank my inferior sibling, my brother. Growing up, my football took a lot of my family's time, and he never complained too much and supported me throughout. So always being a big brother, I was able to rely on him to to level my ego and to trip me over whenever I beat him in football, and for protecting me when things did get hard. So if you ever see this, thank you to my brother. In addition to that, obviously my nana and my pop, my grandparents, they always went above and beyond, and my love for them was immeasurable. So I have so much to be thankful to them for. To my partner Fraser, he wasn't able to make the journey because obviously we live in Europe, and I was, but he wasn't. So thank you for pushing me to be the best version of myself and never accepting any less. Your love and support over the last 10 years has been pivotal to every success I've had and will have. So thank you for your inspiration and your love. I'd also like to thank my childhood coach, Stanmore. He always had a mantra that hard work and talent would overcome anything, and that's something that I've held dear throughout my entire life. So without him, I wouldn't be here or really be anywhere. So again, thank you to Jeff. To my dad, this induction ran home the fact that he's passed away. He was so proud of my football, and he would have loved the chance to be here. He would be complaining about wearing a suit and pretty much everything. But he would love being here, so I wish you were here for that one, Dad. Now on to Nicholls, these group of folks here. Unsurprisingly, my first thanks is going to go to Dylan. He was in many ways the heart of our program. He emphasized the creation of a selfless program where our first priority was always each other and our teammates. He allowed us to have fun while still holding us to a very high standard. He encouraged us to be unapologetically ourselves, which is something sometimes I feel like we do need to apologize for. And he allowed us to value each other. Obviously this extends to my other coaches as well. Miss Marilyn, I feel like she's the forgotten soul here quite often, but thank you for being our American mom and looking after us. You were such a comforting rock whilst I was here, and you always made sure I was mostly legal, happy, and given opportunity to play here. Lastly, and to be honest, probably the most important, I want to thank the people I played with. As much as Spencer and I are the ones that get these fantastic plaques and are standing here today, I think it's appropriate to say that this award is representative of all of us and the era that we set. It was an incredibly special program, and obviously today you'll hear about our successes, and Spencer's will go on for ages. But what does stand out to me is the success that we had off it. Nicholls gave me some incredible memories, some good laughs, and the best of friends that I could have ever asked for. I was lucky to have learned so much from you guys, and you've made me a better player and a significantly better person. So thank you very much. And I said I'd keep it brief, so go Clements. Thank you.
Thank you, Jess. What a career for you. And I know one thing, you didn't pick up that accent coaching at Lutcher High School. A New Orleans native, Anita Gower. Did I say it close? It's in the neighborhood. Earned 8 varsity letters in volleyball along with indoor and outdoor track and field during her career as a colonel. Despite being a Southland Conference volleyball standout, her teammates will tell you that Anita's humility never let anyone know that, just how good she was. Anita's offensive and defensive ability is unparalleled in Nicholls history. Anita led the Southland twice in digs and is the program's all-time leader in that category. In 1997 and 1998, Anita was first team All-Southland when, as mentioned, she led the Southland in digs while leading the team in kills. That's good when you lead them in kills. Those 2 seasons mark 3rd and 4th all-time in single-season kills in Nicholls history. Anita capped her career in 1997 when Nicholls had one of its best seasons in school history. Anita was named to the All-Southland Conference tournament team after the team reached the conference championship. After graduating from Nicholls, Anita married her high school boyfriend, Michael Meir. Anita and Michael now have 2 children, Christian and Victoria, who are athletes just like Mom, right? Anita and her family reside in Katy, Texas. I know where Katy, Texas is, don't you? Where she is an elementary special education teacher. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming Anita Meir to the Nicholls Hall of Fame.
First of all, I would like to thank God for being here to accept this award. I would like to thank the committee and all those who have voted for me to receive this award. Congratulations to all of the inductees today and their accomplishments and being here to accept their award as well. I would like to thank my sister and my niece for being here. There are other family members that could not be here that have shown their support throughout all the years that I played sports. I would like to thank my mom and my dad for all of their hard work. Don't cry, Mom. The hours that y'all put in to bring me to practice and to show up here to watch all of my games. I appreciate that. I'd like to thank my son and my daughter for being here as well, and hope I can be an inspiration for them in sports, as well as my daughter who's playing volleyball. And last, and also I would like to thank Nicholls State for allowing me to get an education here, as well as play the sport that I loved. And last but not least, I would like to thank my husband for all of your love and support throughout the years and bringing me here today to celebrate this special day. So thank you, I appreciate it.
And we have another 2-sport student athlete that enters the Nicholls Sports Hall of Fame. Phyllis Guidry earned 6 letters in softball and in volleyball from 1989 to 1993. Phyllis's prominence on the diamond was immediately felt as she was named the Louisiana Sports Writers Association Freshman of the Year. Phyllis played catcher. That's a difficult position, because if you come off the bus and you ask people, you want to play catcher? There ain't a lot of hands up there, that's all I can tell you. Along with first base for the Colonels, where she was named first team All-Southland in 1992 and 1993. In 1992, Phyllis and her teammates won the Southland Conference Championship. After Phyllis's playing career, she won 2 more Southland titles, becoming an assistant coach with the softball program. Phyllis's coaching career took her to LSU, Georgia State, and the Georgia Pride, a professional soccer team. Phyllis came back to Nicholls as the head softball coach in 2002, and after her coaching career, Phyllis had a successful residential real estate career in Baton Rouge. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming Phyllis Guidry to the Nicholls Hall of Fame.
42, y'all. When I woke up at the beginning of this year, never did I think that I'd be here celebrating with everybody amongst the inductees for the Nicholls State Athletics Hall of Fame. This is awesome. Thank you to the committee. Thank y'all for the selection. When I received a call from Michelle Caruso letting me know about this, I thought that this was such a great thing. I was flooded with memories of this back when I was a student athlete and as well as a coach. And it reminded me of how special it was to be here in Thibodaux and be here on Nicholls campus. When you get further away you get from it, you kind of start thinking, losing those things, and it brought back a lot of great memories of here. And when I decided to attend Nicholls, there were a few things the reasons I chose to come here. Education was one of them, of course. Our education program was really strong, and I wanted to be a coach. So that was a big reason to come. And then I had been a part of athletics, coming to camps and clinics all the time when I was growing up. So it just felt right when it was the time to be recruited and coming in here. And the biggest draw was my family was from down the Bayou. I grew up at South Terrebonne and from Berg, and my mom and dad were there. My grandparents were always in the stands. My family was always there. So to have them to be a part of my life and my career as I continued, it was like a no-brainer to be here. So Mom and Dad, thank you so much for all of the time that you put into everything that we did athletically, and the sacrifices that y'all made, the travels that you did throughout all the time of my playing career and my coaching career. It was fabulous to have y'all here with me. There was rarely an occasion that you didn't see them up in the stands, and there was rarely an occasion that you didn't see a little old lady, my grandma Mimi, who would really say something to the opposing teams when they would be talking bad about us. So, Mimi was there, and she would let them have it. So it was quite interesting. My parents were here giving hugs after games. We brought people home all the time, much like I'm sure a lot of you did. Brought people home to share the Cajun culture with them, and there was always food and always hugs for everybody. So it was a great experience having them so close to us. They're always there to support me, and I'm eternally grateful for that. The other family, the sports teams here at Nicholls, I traveled all around the country. I'd see teams and I'd see programs, and there was never the support that you would see when you'd be in the stands here. Your friends, the people in the community, you guys were always around, and it was instilled to us as young athletes. JT, we were always in the stands, we all were around, and everybody did that, and it was something that we knew that we had to do. We wanted to be a part of the other programs. So that was pretty awesome, and I cherished that, and I've brought that into my life where I am in Baton Rouge. I know all my neighbors. We support everybody. The community is there, and it's things that I felt that I grew when I was here, that it was a part of my life, and it was very prominent and created me pretty much. So then I left Nicholls after I coached and went ahead and had an opportunity to coach in a few places, but there was always a draw to come back. And when that position opened, and I had an opportunity to come back to Nicholls and be a head coach here, it was such a special thing. And I don't know that people who experience their college careers really understand that. But to come back here was like coming home. And so the family that drew me back again, it was great to be close to my family again because I've been away, but the family here, a lot of the people were still here. Michelle Caruso's in the administration, and Barbara Knockin. I mean, what a great thing that she was. I mean, for all the days, the people in the cafeteria were the same. The grounds people were the same. There was this old dude that was here with us as a coach, and he was the guy who cut the grass in those big old tractors back in the day. I don't know if y'all know that. I know you probably remember that. And they would make ruts on our field. So the ruts would happen, but he would come and he would start talking, and my coach was from up north, and she couldn't understand a word that he was saying. So they'd bring me over, and it was just like the scene from The Waterboy. You'd have this coach, and he'd be talking and stuff, and then you'd have to explain to him what was being said, the coaches what was being said, and that guy was still here. But then we decided that wasn't there wasn't the thing to do with the field, so we had like a push mower, raise money for a push mower. I don't know if you remember that. We bagged the grass because we'd have ruts in the field, and as play was getting better, you know, we couldn't have a rugby running and trip over a rut. So that was the things that we did at Nicholls. Could you imagine somebody asking you to push a mower? I mean, on practice in the middle of your station, it was great that everybody did it. We did what we had to do. And that's what I think we do here. We do what we got to do. So I really, and again, my grandmother was still in the stands, telling people to stop talking bad about the Nicholls State athletic teams. It was, you know, it was fun times. I guess what I'm trying to say is we have athletic achievements here, and everybody has accolades, and that's good and all, but the sense of family that was here at Nicholls was something that I think is super special, and I cherish those days and that time that we've had here, the times that I've had with that and the families within the teams and whatnot. And I thank you to the selection committee for selecting me. I had a great time when I was here and enjoyed seeing them over the years. And I'd like to say congratulations to the inductees. It's wonderful that we all have a time to experience this. And go Colonels.
Thank you, Phyllis. You said you hung around JT, so now I know who the designated driver was. Need no explanation on that. In order to win soccer games, you need to score goals, right? You need to score. All of us who have kids and grandkids and involved in soccer, man, you want to score. If you don't score, you don't win. So you get that participation award. You don't get that championship trophy. But there's no mistaking that Nicholls State soccer's most successful era occurred when Spencer Valdespino did just that. The Spring Hill, Florida native has almost every offensive career record in Nicholls State's record books. Points, goals, game-winning shots, and shots on goal. Spencer has each of those single season and game records as well. Spencer was named first team All-Southland 3 times. This was only one of 23 players in Southland Conference history to do so. In 2013, Spencer had her most successful season, which led her to being named the Southland Conference Player of the Year, and the only Colonel to do so. Spencer's 45 career goals are 6th in Southland Conference history. After her soccer career for the Colonels, Spencer even kicked for the Colonels football team during the spring season. So she was busy. After Spencer graduated, she was an assistant coach at Auburn Montgomery and is now an assistant at Trinity University in San Antonio. Here's the other part of that story. The Trinity Tigers are currently undefeated and ranked in the top 10 in the nation today. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming Spencer Valdespino to the Nicholls Sports Hall of Fame.
Since I got the call, I'm not sure it hit me, but I think it just did. This is pretty cool. I have a speech, I'll try to make it through it, but I don't really like speaking, so we'll see. My journey to Nicholls was an odd one. It's funny to think that scoring goals is what got me to this point, but it was actually a missed shot that ended up getting me to be recruited here. I was playing in a tournament my senior year of high school, and I took a shot that rattled off the crossbar. Made Dylan Harrison, the coach, forget that game, come over to mine and watch mine, and the rest is history. I made it here. I visited on my recruit trip, and even though I never left that dorm room, because Amanda had a huge biology test the next day, something still made me want to come here. It was probably also the fact that there's no community restrooms, and that was a big one for me. So I enjoyed the trip enough to cancel my flight to South Dakota, which another school wanted me, and I said, I don't want to fly anymore, I'll just go to Nicholls and see what comes of it. I think I did the right decision. I can honestly say I worked my ass off to achieve everything I did here, both on and off the field. It's a shame, though, that only one name goes down in the record books and on this Hall of Fame plaque. If I did the math right, I had 51 teammates and 5 coaches over a span of 4 years. Every single one, some more than others, played a part in that. So obviously I thank them, especially the group sitting here today. Been years since I've seen most of them, and yet last night felt like we left off right where we were. It's been awesome to see you guys, and I'm glad we're back together. I want to thank my family, of course, for the constant support and trusting my decision to move from Spring Hill, Florida to South Louisiana with a swamp going through a campus. That was a little different for some of us. But it made me who I am today, and so thank you, Dad, for supporting me through all those years. It means a lot, and I don't say it enough. Also, my mom, she's not here today. She passed away my freshman year. But the funny thing is, she never thought I was good. Don't get me wrong, she'd be at every single game. She'd be on the sidelines supporting me, but every time a parent came up to her and said, your kid's really good, she's like, I don't get it. And so she definitely motivated me for sure. Even after she passed, every award I won, I would just step back and be like, is this enough? Maybe this is the one. But I think she has no choice but to finally believe that I was great. And I think this award shows it. I'll forever be grateful to this university. It brought me where I am today. I have forever friends and memories that'll last a lifetime. Thank you to the committee also for getting me in here. And congratulations to everyone else inducted into this class. It's a special one. Go Colonels.
Please join me in congratulating all of our 2022 Hall of Distinction and Hall of Fame inductees. After the conclusion of today's ceremony, we would like all of the inductees to please come on stage for a group picture. You know, I was just thinking about this. This is the longest I've spoke without being interrupted. Anybody who knows who I work with daily, after about 4 minutes, and that's really stretching it, normally I get interrupted, so God bless y'all today. So JT, end it for us today, brother.
Well, first, thank you, Mike. I want to give you just a little gift from the Colonels. Just a little thank you
so
from
much.
Emcee.
Did the check clear or what?
We're going to call him Terry Booty.
All right.
I mean Terry Bro.
Better check with the boss on that.
Yeah. So Mike, thanks again. We appreciate it. As you all know, Mike's always busy, but just stepped in right on time for us. I always talk about a dear friend to the Colonels, always helping make us relevant in the national and state levels, and we're so grateful for it.
Go Colonels!
Go Colonels! So I just want to say congratulations to all the honorees. It's a special day. It's been one when I asked, as we talked about 50 years of Title IX and those 37 words and what they meant, and I talked to our committee, and without a blink of an eye to make sure that we had representation, to make sure women were represented. I had two, babe, you heard me? I said I had 2 twins. I didn't, my beautiful wife did, but anyway, we had twin girls.
You better explain that to those when you get home.
Had twin girls that were athletes here that played on the soccer team, and you know, when you become a father of young women and think about all the things and think about underrepresentation, it changes who you are as a person. Makes you really pay attention to the little things. So again, thank you to all of these fabulous women. Thank you to our Hall of Distinction members. We are so grateful to have you. Welcome home. And at the end of it, we want you to come out and take a picture. But homecoming tailgating, I know Andrew gave you all the details. Come see us play at 3 o'clock today. You'll be recognized on the football field again. And this concludes the program. Safe travels to everyone. Thank you for making it here. There have been people coming from all over the country, and we are so grateful for that. And as always, go Cardinals.